What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Pretty excited. I got another holster from Andrew's Custom Leather. Sam at Andrew's Custom Leather is just a fantastic guy. This guy has been super busy with making holsters. He's been doing all the leather work for Yellowstone in 1883. If you guys don't know what Yellowstone or 1883 is, I think you should just move on from this channel because it's one of the top shows on cable network right now. Yellowstone is one of my favorite shows, and he's doing all the leather work for them. 1883 is a spin-off show. He's doing all the leather work for that show, and there's a lot more in that one because that's Old West, 1800s. You know, they got a lot more leather going on than Yellowstone does. So he's been super busy with getting all the leather work for these two shows, and he found the time to make me two holsters and send them out to me. So once again, thank you, Sam and Ann. Great people to deal with down in Florida. They're just super friendly people, really nice customer service, and their product is fantastic to boot. You know, I don't promote anything on the channel, guys, unless I use it and it's good and tested. I've been using these holsters for a little over a year now, dealing with Sam for more than a year, almost 2 years now, because, you know, it takes a little bit of time to get them. You know, they're handmade by him. So quality control is fantastic because he makes all this stuff himself. So again, his holster is fantastic. Super excited. I got a P938 holster he sent me here for my, I got two flavors here for you today. I got an Equinox and I got the SAS version. We're going to jump down the bench. I'm going to show you guys what this holster looks like. Okay, so here it is, the ACL, Andrew's Custom Leather Holster. Here's another carjacker for the Sig Sauer P938. Fantastic holsters. I waited a while to get this one because Sam's been doing all the holster work for Yellowstone. Unless you guys have been living under a rock, Yellowstone's one of the #1 shows on TV right now. Fantastic series. He did all the leather work for them and for the new series 1883 on Paramount Plus. So he's been backlogged, he's been jammed up, but he did get me this holster out. And once again, blown away with his fit and finish, how he makes his holsters. There's his brand mark right there. Andrew's on the back, stamped in there. All the stitching is top notch. All the burnishing on the leather is fantastic. And these carjacker holsters are one of my favorite. Now these go on, you unsnap this, you unsnap that part. This is going to slip in behind your belt. This flap's going to come around your belt. You're going to lock that down. And then your belt's going to be inside here. You're going to snap that down, so now this thing can't go anywhere. I'm not going to do a demonstration on this holster, guys, because this one is so tight. It's such a small holster, and it's leather, and it's very tight. So I'm not going to do a demo on it because it needs to be broken in. And I'm going to give you guys a pro tip and a few. I'm going to tell you what this is for and how we're going to break this in. But if you do want to see how this works, I have 2 other videos. If you guys want to go back and check those out on how this goes on and how it operates. It's pretty interesting, so I suggest you go back and watch the videos on this. I did one for my Smith & Wesson 327 Performance Center, and I did one for my Sig Sauer P365 XL. So check out either one of those videos. I show you guys the demo on it. It's fantastic. But this one here, we have the Sig Sauer SAS. This one's all dehorned. Everything's all rounded. All these edges are rounded. And I got the Sig Sauer Equinox just to show you in comparison. This one is all straight. Now, if you take a look at it this way, you can see the difference. See how this one's rounded? This one's all straight line and boxy. So this one's going to fit even tighter. Because again, this is a brand new holster. And again, guys, these guns are clear. Just so the safety sallies don't get nervous. I'll take the mags out. These guns are clear. Okay, so with the safety stuff out of the way, let's put the mags back in. And this SAS does fit a lot nicer just because it's dehorned and it's got smoother edges. So this one is going to go nicely. But how I want to break this one in, I'm going to use the Equinox. And I'm going to give you guys a pro tip here. This here is wax paper. So what you want to do is take this wax paper, take your pistol, and you're going to wrap this. You're going to wrap this around a couple of times so you build up some thickness on it. And then this excess here, we're just going to cut it off. Grab my knife. And then we'll just slice this excess off. I'm going to take this now and jam this in here as best you can. It's going to fit real tight. But this is going to do 2 things. This is going to widen the holster and break it in. And also with all this wax on here, it burnishes the inside of the leather. So this is a fantastic way if you have a leather holster to break it in. I got this tip from Pete at the Armory channel years ago, and I've been doing it ever since with all my leather holsters, and it just works out fantastic. But this Andrews custom leather holster, guys, these things can't be beat. This carjacker setup is just, it's a game changer. Especially if you're a bigger guy like me with a belly. When you sit down in your vehicle or you sit down anywhere, the way this is positioned on your belt in front of you, sideways, with a cross draw, it's just, it can't be beat. These are fantastic holsters. I mean, he does make them in normal, you know, side draw, you know, for 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock position. He makes normal holsters. He makes shoulder holsters. He makes whatever you need. But this particular one, the carjacker, this is a cross draw, and I particularly like this a lot for me. This works for me in my system. May not work for you, but this works great for me. This is what I use exclusively. Like I said, I haven't used any other holster since I've been using this carjacker style. I love this style of holster. Just a fantastic fit, finish, great holster, comfortable. You don't even realize you got a firearm on you when you're running this holster. So really good holster. So I'm going to leave this like this, guys. Let this sit in here. And then once that's done, this is probably going to be the one that's going to go in it. This is going to be my carry one, because this one's more of a... My wife bought this for Christmas for me like 4 or 5 years ago. This is more like a when I go out to dinner kind of one. I'll throw this in an Uncle Mike's holster like this and throw it in my pocket. Just something like that. So that's typically what I run that one. And this one's usually my carry piece. So this one is going to go inside the ACL holster for sure. But we're just going to use this boxier one for break-in purposes. But again, these holsters are fantastic. I mean, I have no complaints. I've been running these for a little over a year now. And both my Sig Sauer P365 XL and my Smith & Wesson 327. Great holsters. Can't say enough about these holsters. If you guys need a good leather holster, quality holster of any sort, contact Sam at Andrews Custom Leather. Fantastic to deal with. He's just a great guy. Great holster. Love these things. I'll be getting more of these in the future for sure. Okay, with that said, the fancy going out to dinner gun, this is going to go in the safe and probably sit for a day or two. This is typically how long you want to let this sit with the wax paper in it to break in your leather holster. So a couple days in your safe, this thing will be good to go. It'll be nice and burnished inside from the wax. It'll be stretched out. It'll fit fantastic. So to going out to dinner gun, we're leaving it in here because it's boxier and it's going to make it a little wider. And then we're going to be putting in the Sig Sauer SAS is what we're going to be running in this ACL holster. And then the fancy dancy one's going to go in the Uncle Mike's for when I go out to eat with the old lady. Throw that in my pocket, and that's the out to dinner gun. This is the daily driver right here, the SAS. Love this gun. This is the first 938 that I purchased. And then, like I said, about 4 or 5 years ago, my wife bought me this one for Christmas. This is, I always liked the Equinox. It's just a classy looking gun. I like the two-tone finish on it and the engravings in it. It's just a really nice looking gun. The black wood handles on it. Great gun. But again, the ACL holster, Andrews Custom Leather, check Sam out. He's a fantastic guy to deal with. The customer service there for how busy this guy is and the work he does. I mean, he goes above and beyond. Great holsters. Can't say enough about him. All right, guys, we're going to hop out for some final thoughts. Okay, so some final thoughts on the ACL carjacker holster from Andrews Custom Leather. What can I say, guys? I'm blown away once again. Every time I open up a box, when this guy sends me a holster, it's like Christmas every time I open the box. And the way these things carry and work for me in my system, it's my dream setup. I just don't even realize I have a firearm on me half of the time because of how this particular carjacker rides on my belt. In the front carry system here, it's just a dream. It's an absolute dream. I can sit down even with my gut and the thing just carries like a dream. So these holsters for me, in my system, they work fantastic. But if you want any other kind of leather holster, I highly suggest you contact Sam. He'll make whatever you need. The guy makes fantastic holsters. I mean, trust me, this is my 4th one from him and I haven't been disappointed yet. And these particular holsters, this carjacker cross draw, I'm telling you guys, don't sleep on this one. Order one of these holsters because this, once you try this out, you're going to wonder how you ever carried at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock. It's just that particular style of carry, you won't do it anymore once you carry this particular carjacker in the cross draw configuration. So much better, so much more easier to carry. But again, contact Sam. He'll make whatever you need. I highly suggest you try out a holster from ACL. All right, guys, that's it. You got any questions or comments, leave them down below. Slap a like on the video. It helps me out, and we'll see you guys in the next one.